here, Orlando's Family Farm. We're going to do a couple Q&A that we had requested on Facebook and Instagram. We took all your questions. We have some answers for them. Hopefully they're not too confusing for you.
Some of them are really long, so we're not going to be able to get to every question today. Some of the questions require like an entire video just in themselves, but we're going to try to answer as many as we can today, and then we'll be posting more Q&As over the next couple weeks. So the first question actually involves these two. These are our sons. They're super excited about this YouTube video. They've been begging us for years to start a YouTube, and here we are. We're complete newbies, but we're just gonna give it our best shot. So the first question that we have for you guys is, what are you most excited about when it comes to the farm?
Oldest goes first.
Okay. So I'm most excited mostly about the fact that we're going to get to learn a lot more responsibilities of having to live out in nature, basically. We're probably not going to be able to buy much grocery store food. We'll probably be growing our own and getting our own
grow a lot
food.
of our food, yep.
And I feel like it's going to be a big learning experience for responsibility for our actions.
Yeah. What do you
and
think?
I feel like, it's just going to be fun living with my family on a farm.
Yeah, what are you excited most about? What are you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to having fun.
Living
out in the wild.
Do you think you're going to learn anything?
I think I'm going to learn a lot over these years.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be hard?
There's some highs and there's some lows.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard towards the start, but I feel like as we keep going, it's going to get easier.
I think so too. What do you think, Dad?
I think they make it sound like we're moving out to the wilderness in Alaska.
Dad, you're not in the frame. You got to scoot over.
I can't. Okay.
What else do you guys want to say about the farm? What animal do you want the most on the farm, or what do you want to grow? Chickens.
Chicken.
What about you?
Well, I really, want pigs.
Pigs.
Yeah, I like pigs.
I'm looking forward to cows the most. Daddy, what are you looking forward to?
Being my own boss.
Also known as any kind of meat, like any kind of meat.
He wants me to name my pig pork chop.
I think that's good.
No, I don't. I don't like pork chop.
All right, babe. This first question, I feel like you're going to be the best one to answer it. So everybody wants to know when we're leaving Hill Air Force Base and heading...
Bass or base? Base.
If you're military, you'll get that. When we're heading back to our home state. So you go ahead and answer that because you have more information than I do on that.
So I can't really answer that because we don't know. Big thing is we're waiting on a couple things. Skills Bridge is an option that we're waiting on. We can't do anything till after August anyways because that's when the GI Bills transfer over to the kids. So that way they can go to college. So big thing is we're just kind of waiting for that. Exploring a couple different options on what we're going to do. We're hoping by November we'll have a good idea of at least when we're going to move there. If not, move there in November. At the absolute latest, though, it would probably be March of next year. And that's
2022.
Yep, and that's if I don't get approved for anything else and my leadership doesn't approve anything. So, which I'm going to be making a bunch of YouTube videos on this channel as well about the process of all that and how to get different Skills Bridge approved if they're not already on the plan. Kind of some of the things that go along with trying to separate and some of the different options and avenues you have and things of that nature.
Yeah, so ideally, we would love to have the boys to Michigan to start school in the fall. That might not happen. Second best option would be to get them there after Christmas break. We might have to move ahead of him for a couple months, which would stink, but it would also really stink to have to put the boys in at the very end of the school year. It's already going to be a huge adjustment for them, so we're going to try and keep us together as much as we can, but also try to make the transition as best for the boys as we can too. Okay, next question. Why are we going to Michigan? What is in Michigan, babe?
Everything. We've been all over the country. We've lived in 3 different regions of the United States now, and every time we go home on vacation to Michigan, it still feels like home. It's always going to be home to us, and we want to make sure our kids have that and have that sense of belonging and that sense of purpose of where they came from and friends and things like that. So Michigan just seemed like an obvious choice at that point. It was a toss-up between Texas. We went out to Vermont. Vermont was super
I
nice.
didn't get to go. He got to go for work, but
Vermont
he told
was-
me if he took me there, I probably wouldn't want to leave.
Vermont was super nice too, but ultimately at the end of the day, Michigan's where our heart is. It's where it always will be.
We're both from Michigan. Both of our families are there. All
Yep.
of our friends are there.
Yep.
The boys love it. They've never lived there, but like he said, whenever we go home to visit family, they are like, can we stay?
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are like, why would you go back to Michigan? So many people that like stay in Michigan their whole life, they're like, we just want to leave, but we're like, we just want to go back.
Yeah.
We just want to get back. And every time the military's moved us, they moved us further and further from home. And now we're just kind of going back to where our roots are and going to replant those roots and hopefully make that our home for our kids too.
What?
So next question, what are we looking forward to most transitioning from military life to farm life? What would you say?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
You're
you.
very proper in these Q&As. So I would say that the biggest thing for me is not being gone all the time. So I do work a lot, and it's understandably so. I'm also gone a lot though. 2019 I was gone 11 months total out of the whole year, and that was with no deployments. So that was strictly TDY. So I would come home on a Friday or Saturday, turn around and leave again on a Sunday or a Monday, and then be gone for a couple more weeks or a couple more months at a time. So the biggest thing for me and the biggest benefit that I'm going to get out of it is being able to be home more and be there for Lacey and the boys and get to do all the sporting things and all the stuff that a lot of normal families that aren't active duty military kind of take for granted in my eyes sometimes. But that's just my opinion. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously there's going to be a lot of other little things that are great benefits, right? So I get to be around my family more and work with them and teach my boys a little bit more about life and how to grow up to be men. So that's probably my biggest thing for me. What about you?
I'm just looking forward to just having like a sense of consistency and like control over our life and our family. And I mean, obviously we can't control everything that happens to us, but there's a lot of things that we have zero control over, and that's been really hard for me. I'm a planner. Obviously you can't plan anything in the military, so that's been really difficult for me.
Like, we really got notes and everything on this. That's how big.
That's
yeah.
just how I am. And so I'm just really looking forward to being able to plan our life around our desires and our needs and not just have everything so up in the air all the time. So, and obviously I'm looking forward to having him home more. It's really hard to do a lot of things on my own, and I know it's exhausting for him because not only is he having to juggle family life, but he's having to juggle work and everything that comes along with that. Military isn't a job, it's a life, and I feel like we haven't really ever been able to do anything just for us, and we kind of get to be selfish for once. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, selfish in a way, but I mean, still serving others.
Right.
That's the next question.
All right. Is our farm going to focus more on like gardening, fruits and vegetables, or animals, cattle, that type of thing?
How about both?
Yes, both.
We actually even are going to start a Heroes to Hive thing through, sorry to say, Michigan State.
Go blue.
Here in a little bit. So yeah, we're actually doing a veteran ran program through them for Heroes to Hive for beekeeping as well. So yeah, we plan on having a permaculture.
We have this much knowledge about beekeeping.
Yep.
He's allergic to bees.
That's the best. We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen. But no, we just want to have a big permaculture style farm. So we want to make sure we have cows and chickens and pigs and ducks and all the vegetables you could want, so we can go do farmers markets and things like that, and basically just bring a sense of community to our farm and to the animals and stuff that we're going to raise. So that way we can better serve those around us in the community and go do those farmers markets and help get that healthy organic lifestyle out there without it costing an arm and a leg.
We would eventually love, once we figure out what we're doing, invite people to our farm and teach them classes on nutrition and how to grow their own food and the importance of eating organic and eating grass-fed cattle and just kind of really make a big connection with wherever we end up in Michigan. That's still up in the air. But we are really looking forward to being able to put down roots and establishing a community and just being able to serve our community and feel like we're a part of something instead of having to, every time we make connections, be uprooted and have to start all over again. So we're really looking forward to that. But yeah, we want everything on our farm. We haven't said no to anything. Anything's a possibility.
Except for goats.
Yeah, he's a no on goats.
Don't want goats.
If you're kind of confused, like, what do you mean you're going to have everything on your farm? We really love the movie Biggest Little Farm. You can find it on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Obviously, it's on a huge scale. It's a big commercial farm. But we are going to basically take the same principle and apply it to a smaller
scale.
Farm. So check that out if you want to get a good idea of what we hope one day our farm will look like.
Absolutely, yeah. And for sure, follow us on here if you want to see our journey through all this, our ups, our downs, our fails, our successes. We're going to make sure that we post as much content on here as we can and that we're giving you the most realistic content as possible. So there's going to be some days where we talk about things that probably aren't the easiest to talk about, but just follow us on here and we'll be sure to at least give you a right direction to head to, or at minimum steer you in that right direction. So we appreciate everything again.
We have more questions that we didn't get to yet. Hopefully later this week we'll get to do another video and answer any questions that we missed. If you guys like this video and you want to share it, go ahead and follow us on Orlando's Family Farm. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. And we have a GoFundMe going right now, trying to raise money to get our business started. So we will link that too. And if you guys feel so called to, please share it and help us spread the word.
At least share. That's all we ask for. We just want shares. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you.